Hello Stitchy friends and welcome to my Flosstube channel. My name is Kenzie from Mud Puppy Stitchery. I am a cross-stitch designer, I am a bird nerd and a wildlife lover, and I enjoy doing all of the crafty things. So if you're new, welcome. I hope that you like what you see and I hope that you'll continue to follow up with me on my future videos. But for all my current subscribers, thank you so very much for your continued support. I greatly appreciate it. So, how has your past month been? It's been quite a while since I've hopped on YouTube, so I'm sorry for being so MIA. But I also haven't been as great with posting on Instagram, so I will work on that, and hopefully you'll see more of me within the next month. I do think filming monthly videos will work the best for me instead of every 3 weeks, but again, I'm still trying to figure out what works best for me and for my schedule, but we'll see. But nothing super duper exciting has happened in the last month. I had a really good relaxing Easter with my family, and luckily we had really great weather here in southeastern Minnesota. It was like mid-60s and mostly sunny, so super duper nice. Actually, this past week has also been absolutely beautiful here. We've gotten into like the mid-80s and I have loved every single second of it. Unfortunately, at the moment, it's currently snowing and I'm trying my hardest to not scream because I'm so irritated. Although it is a good excuse to sit my butt down and get another video out just because it is not nice outside, so whatever, I guess that's spring in Minnesota. Alright, I'm skipping my traditional mug of the day because I am sick of winter and drinking hot drinks. So my drink of the day is this pomegranate lemonade drink mix with caffeine, and it's iced because I'm pretending it's actually spring outside instead of snowing. So I'm refusing to submit to this weather, so I'm wearing short sleeves, as you can tell. But let me know what you're drinking down below in the comments. Now, an Eagle news update. If you've watched my previous videos, you'll know I like to give you guys a rundown of what has happened lately on the live bald eagle cams. The two that I've been following here and there are the Decorah, Iowa bald eagle cam and the Minnesota DNR live eagle cam. And if you're not interested in this portion, you can skip to this time point. But like I've said previously, this time of the year in Minnesota is when bald eagle chicks are hatching, actually. And they're only with their parents for a short amount of time, about 10 to 12 weeks, until they are full size, and then they are off on their own completely. Unfortunately, I do have some sad news about both of the eagle cams, but first we're going to start with the Minnesota DNR eagle cam. The female laid her first egg on February 15th, and she laid a second egg on February 18th. Unfortunately, one of the eggs broke around February 21st, and we're not exactly sure what had happened. We think it was some sort of accident, possibly getting stuck to Dad's brood patch, and had broken from there, but we're not sure exactly what happened. The other egg did hatch on March 26th. In most recent news on April 2nd, unfortunately, the entire nest fell to the ground, and it unfortunately killed that one remaining chick. So it's just been devastating news to hear, although it's not super uncommon. The DNR is saying that it was likely a combination of the wet, heavy snow that we've had. The nest was already weighing over 2,000 pounds, and that the branch that was holding the nest was dead. So it was kind of just too many things right on top of each other. So very, very sad, and I'll link a page down below where the DNR had posted some FAQs on what had happened and what happens next. It sounds like, according to the DNR, the eagle pair will not lay another egg because it's getting too late in the year. As for the Decorah North eagle cam, the female laid her first egg on February 20th. And from reading the update on March 1st, it sounded like Mom and Dad have been spending quite a bit of time away from the nest, not incubating the egg. And from what the moderators have posted, there have been quite a lot of territorial disputes as they're trying to protect their nesting area from all of the other bald eagles in the area. But the most current news on March 21st, unfortunately the egg was also found to be broken. And I'm not sure how or why that happened, or we don't even know if it was a viable egg due to it being unattended or left for too long. Who knows? Unfortunately, it was found to be broken. But to not end on a super sad note, the good news is that the other Decorah, Iowa nest that's located near a fish hatchery, their second chick survived and is doing well. So that is so good to hear. Unfortunately, the first chick did perish on the same day that it hatched, but the second chick hatched April 6th and is doing well. So finally, we've got some good news. But again, it just goes to show that life in the wild is difficult, even for top predators like raptors. Unfortunately, raptors do have a very high mortality rate, so this is not uncommon at all. It is kind of just sad to see. But I do encourage you to click on the link below, check in on the eaglet chick from week to week, because from this point on, they are going to be growing like crazy, and it's really fun to watch their transformation. But as always, in my next video, I will give you another eagle update. All right, on to the stitching. So I finally, for the most part, have finished my little owl pillows, and I think they turned out super duper cute. This has been a long time coming, and I am thrilled to have these complete so I can move on to the next thing. But I'm going to try and hold all of these at once. I kind of just stuffed them in a little bowl here. They don't look the greatest like this, but this will at least help me to hold them all at once so you can get the full effect at least. So we'll see how this goes. So this chart is Owl Faces by Noussa Creations on Etsy, and I started stitching these, the beginning of 2022, and finished the stitching portion on March 11th of this year. And these are stitched on 18 count Rustico Aida from Hobby Lobby using all of the DMC colors. My goal was to make them into little hanging pillows, little hanging ornaments, and I got as far as making them into pillows, which took so long because there's 18 of them, so took quite a bit of time. But sewing them, basically turning them inside out, stuffing, and then hand sewing the bottom, and then gluing the baker's twine all around the outside, it took a really long time, but overall, I am extremely happy with how these came out. And I'll also include some better pictures here as well, just because it's kind of hard to hold all of them at once. I will eventually add hangers onto them, but I'll get to that when I get to that. I also really want to buy a little wire tree that all of these can hang on. I haven't found one yet. I had looked through Hobby Lobby the other day and was not able to find one, so I might have to order it off of Amazon. But haven't found one yet, but once I do, I'll make sure to show it to you guys and how they look all hanging up. And yeah, I think they turned out really, really cute, and they look really great overall. On the back, I do have this nice little feather fabric, which I think ties it all together, and I think it looks really nice with the black and white baker's twine. And I didn't sew on the twine, I ended up gluing it on using fabric glue. As far as recommendations for tutorials on how to make these little pillows, I've learned most of my tricks from Helen D here on YouTube. She's absolutely fantastic, and I highly recommend you subscribing to her channel, because not only does she do beautiful and super fun stitching projects, she also has really good finishing tutorials, and I've basically learned all of my finishing stuff from her, so I will make sure to link her down below. So yeah, I hope you like them, and let me know if you have any questions on them. Alright, let's move on to a new start. So I have been so eager to start this ever since I got it. This is Moggy Manor by the Blue Flower, and I started it April 2nd, and I literally cannot stop working on it. But this is what the full pattern looks like. And if you've watched some of my previous videos, I think I had talked about that I will be completely customizing this as more of a memorial piece. And instead of all the little cats, I will be swapping them out for dogs and customizing them to look like dogs in my life that have passed away. So instead of the Moggy Manor at the bottom, it's going to say all dogs go to heaven, and then in the cartouche, it will basically have all of their names. So I have been super duper excited to start this. So this is what I have so far. Oops. And I am absolutely loving how it's looking. The fabric is 18 count old gold by My Vintage Needle Arts, and I'm not necessarily using the called for colors. This variegated blue is from Color & Cotton, and it's called Spring Rain, and I absolutely love how this turned out. I just love the variegation on this, and you can see I still need to fill in the little fishes. But I've never used Color & Cotton before, and I bought actually quite a few for this piece, and they look so good. The white is Picket Fence from Color & Cotton, and the house, I'm going to change it to be Laurel Wreath, which is a beautiful dark variegated green. I know you might not be able to see it super well, but it's gonna look really beautiful on this. And then I have 3 additional colors. We'll see if I can do this. We've got Chimney Sweep, we've got Hickory Stick, and we've got Rustic Black. And these are basically going to be all of the dog fur colors. So again, haven't used Color & Cotton before, but I am really loving how they look so far. But like I said, I've been addicted to this and I have not been able to stop working on it. I do need to work on recharting the words and starting to rechart the cats and the dogs. So I've kind of been hopping around and filling in things that I know aren't going to change. But I'm going to keep working on this, and I will keep you updated on how it goes. I have 2 other whips or works in progress that I've been plugging away on. The first one is the raccoon from Cottage Garden Samplings. And I started this on February 18th and have made a little progress on it, and I am really, really enjoying it. So, of course, this is what the full chart looks like, and this is how far I got on it. Oop. There we go. So I am stitching this on 18 count verdigris by My Vintage Needle Arts, and I am using the mostly called for DMC colors. I'm actually going to try and put something behind here just so that the light doesn't shine through on it. There we go. That's a little bit better. So I'm using the mostly called for DMC colors. I did sub out the Charlotte's Pink for the variegated DMC Floss 48. And I had previously shown in my last video my fully finish of the fox, and I do plan on fully finishing this one in a similar manner, basically. So again, I'm just going to keep plugging away on this one and hopefully get some good progress. So the last whip I worked on has not had any love for a long time, but I finally got some progress on it. And this was given to me printed as a gift several years ago, and unfortunately I don't have the cover page, so I don't know the design name or the Etsy shop that this was from. And I have a little chart overview here. It's super duper small, so I'll just give you a quick flash of that so you can get a general idea of what the whole thing is going to look like. I think I had previously looked into finding the Etsy shop that had sold this, and from what I remember, I think the shop is no longer on Etsy. So you probably won't be able to get this exact chart, unfortunately. But if you just type in moth cross stitch on Etsy, there are so many beautiful ones on there to choose from. I'm sure you'll find one that you like. But this is how far I got. There we go. Sorry, I have a crinkling bag behind here. I was able to finish the second moth, and he was a lot of stitching. So this is being stitched on 18 count colonial green by My Vintage Needle Arts, and I am loving how he's turning out, and I am super excited to start working on that third and final moth. This is also being stitched with all the called for DMC colors. I really have been loving stitching on this colonial green. It's just such a beautiful, beautiful color, and I do really need to buy more of this fabric just so I can use it for future projects. But again, loving this, can't wait to get it finished, and I'll just keep plugging along and keep you updated on the progress. If you watched my last video, you'll know that I recently released a chart called Red Tail Raspberries, which will be the first of 6 patterns in a series called Raptors and Fruit. I'm currently working on designing the second chart in the series, and I will give you guys a little sneak peek right here. But I'm hoping to have this released at least by my next video, because I'd say I'm about 70% of the way there, done with designing it. So I would encourage you to keep an eye out on my Instagram and on my Etsy page, both of which will be linked down below, to get notified when it comes out. But the Red Tail Raspberry chart has been one of my most popular charts, and I am really excited to design the entire series. I always like to share a freebie that I've come across, and this one is from Cottage Garden Samplings. It is a cute little design that is only 60 by 50 stitches, and you could honestly just use any threads that you have lying around. But I love all the different fabric color options she has there as well. And the link will be down below in the description box, and I hope you'll check it out. I do have quite a few acquisitions that I'd like to share with you today. So I finally invested in a bit larger Q-snap, and this is the 11 by 17 one that's from 123 Stitch, and it's really been helping with my larger pieces, like with the Moggy Manor one. I do have an 8 by 8, and then I also have a really large Q-snap, which I've forgotten the dimensions of off the top of my head, but it's nice to have one that's kind of in the middle. And it's also been helpful for my larger pieces. If I put it into this Q-snap, then I'm also able to use all of this extra portion up here to put my pattern, and then put some needle minders, so it just puts the pattern directly at my eye line, and that's been really, really helping. So again, I've been really enjoying this new Q-snap that I got. I bought quite a few new patterns as well, and several of these have been on my wish list for quite a while. So the first one is October 31st by Cottage Garden Samplings, and I love this one. You can't go wrong with the Corvid. And Amy from Amy Loves Toads, she finished this one, I don't think recently, but maybe within the past year or so. And I think she just did it with the raven and the pumpkin, not all of the outside border, and it looks so beautiful, so fantastic. So I'm not sure, I haven't decided yet if I'm going to keep the border. I know for sure that I'm going to take out the October 31st, just because when I finish this, I want to keep it out all year round, so I would rather not make it holiday specific. But the next one, which I have been wanting for so long, is the Prairie Schooler Prairie Birds. And you guys know, I just love this. It is so classic, and it is so beautiful. But after doing all these owl pillows, I'm a little burnt out on doing pillows, so I'll probably make this into like a really long skinny piece, probably like a 5 by 5 piece. But I have not decided what color of fabric I'm going to stitch this one on, so I'm going to have to do a little bit of research, but again, as always, I will keep you updated. The next two patterns are ones that I bought from Modern Folk Embroidery. And this one is called Starry Night. And it's not something I would normally go for, but I'm loving the dark blue and the mustard colors. Just this beautiful color palette really spoke to me. It's also quite a small pattern, so only 49 by 73 stitches. So I thought that it would be a fun little piece. And the last piece that I bought was also from Modern Folk Embroidery. This is called Song of the Morning, and I am not going to attempt the, I think it's Persian pronunciation on this one. But this one is more of a traditional sampler style, but I love that it's small and I love all of the bright, happy colors. But I've been very eager to start this one soon, but I'm gonna try and wait, and this might be my birthday start in June. That's what I'm thinking, my birthday start in June. But I do have some light gray Aida that I found in my stash. Hold on one moment. Unfortunately, I don't remember where I bought it from, but I think this will really make all of the colors pop on that one. So this will be a future start in a couple months. And those are all of my Stitchy acquisitions for this month. Moving on to giveaways. On video 4, I had announced a winner for my Australian sampler chart, but I haven't heard from them yet. The winner was Julie in Stitches. So Julie, if you'd like to email me before my next video, then I will send you a PDF copy of my chart. And if I don't hear anything, I will redraw in my next video. But my email will be listed down below in the description box. For this video, I would like to give away a PDF copy of my chart called Step by Step. And this chart is 155 by 149 stitches with 14 DMC colors. And if this is something that you're interested in stitching and would like to be entered to possibly win a PDF copy, please write the word progress in the comments below. So progress. As always, please be 18 years old, please be a subscriber, and please like the video. So good luck, everyone. Last but not least, I would like to shout out an awesome Flosstuber that you should definitely check out. I've mostly been watching all of my regular Flosstubers, but this one I haven't mentioned yet. This is Jen from Jen's Stitchy Niche. She is an awesome lady and always has lots of super cute projects. I just love her. So I think she's a college professor, and she for sure also has her own shop where she sells patterns and fabric and floss, you name it, she's got it. But I will link her down below and her shop down below, so I would highly encourage you to check her out and subscribe to her Flosstube channel. Alright, Stitchy friends, that is all that I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, I would love it if you liked the video, commented down below, subscribed. Please check out my Etsy page, that's also linked down below. And please follow me at Mud Puppy Stitchery on Instagram to keep an eye on what I'm doing in between videos. But I appreciate you so very, very much, and I hope to see you in about a month or so. So take care, do some bird watching, and stitch all of the things. Bye!